Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. This is Astronaut, and once again I'm doing another Mortal Kombat 11 video. I'm staying on my grind, trying to make sure I cover everything, be as thorough as I can to make sure I'm bringing all the latest news on that particular production for everybody. Now guys, unfortunately there is not a lot of news about Mortal Kombat 11 going on right now. Everything is still the same as it has been for the past few months. If you guys have been following the Mortal Kombat 11 circuit, you will know that back in September there was a massive leak that came from Reddit. So we had that to look at, and we also had a few tidbits and clues that Ed Boon decided to share at the Brazil Game Show 2017, where he talked openly about the production of Mortal Kombat 11 and some storyline information. But of course, there hasn't been any new news to report about Mortal Kombat 11 for January 2018. NetherRealm Studios has been completely silent about the title, and of course, we all know why. Now, for those of you who are really big Mortal Kombat fans and NetherRealm Studio fans, Ed Boon fans, then you already know exactly what's going on. But for those of you who are gamers and you enjoy Mortal Kombat and you're just waiting for Mortal Kombat 11 to come out and you're still wondering what's going on, I will definitely fill you in on what's happening. Right now, we are in the middle of the life cycle for Injustice 2, and of course, NetherRealm Studios is responsible for two major fighting franchises. We have Injustice on one hand and then Mortal Kombat on the other. And every single game that NetherRealm puts out has a 2-year life cycle. So right now we are right in the middle of the life cycle for Injustice 2. We have completed the first year. They just got finished unrolling the DLC character Enchantress for the series, and we also have within the next few months the release of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which will also be a downloadable character or downloadable characters for that franchise as well. Ed Boon has even gone on to say in interviews that Injustice 2 will see full support from NetherRealm Studios for the duration of 2018 and beyond. So not only do we have the Enchantress to look forward to, but we also have the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, as well as future downloadable content which is going to be made available for Injustice 2 throughout 2018, which probably has more to do with gear customization and more gear outfits, suits, things like that will probably be made available for characters. So guys, if you're wondering why the information seems to be coming so slowly, why it's just so hard to get a hold of more information about Mortal Kombat 11, I just wanted to take the time to fill you guys in, catch everyone up to speed. Basically, NetherRealm Studios is still playing out the life cycle for Injustice 2, which still has an entire year to go. And like I said, we're going to see more downloadable content for Injustice 2. And of course, everyone is pretty much anticipating the release of Mortal Kombat 11 in 2019. So I believe as we get closer toward the middle or end of the year, we're definitely going to start hearing more information about the title. So guys, with that being said, I want to move on to a topic that I think is worth discussing, and that is gear customization. I really want to know how people feel about that, because me personally, I really want to see gear customization make its way to the Mortal Kombat franchise. And from what I've seen from comments, people that have left comments on my page, I've noticed that people are either one way or the other about gear customization. I have literally seen people go from being extremely excited about it to where they're saying, oh, I can't wait to take my favorite character and do this, this, and that with the gear customization. But on the other hand, I have literally seen people say, I do not want gear customization to touch Mortal Kombat. So because of that, everyone, I really want you guys to take this opportunity to share your thoughts about gear customization in the comment section below. I really want to get a good feel for exactly how people feel about it. Do you think gear customization was good for Injustice 2 but not good for Mortal Kombat? Do you think gear customization is good for both franchises? Whatever your thoughts are, definitely let me know so I will know exactly what's going on in the gaming community about this particular topic. Now, as for me, I really want to see gear customization make its way over to the Mortal Kombat franchise. I really want to be able to take my favorite characters and make adjustments and additions to them to make them more personal, to make the fighting and the gameplay experience way more enjoyable. But I do not want them to take the exact same system that they have for Injustice 2 and just copy and paste it onto Mortal Kombat 11. I think the Mortal Kombat franchise definitely needs to keep the variation system, and they also need to keep the concept idea behind having different costumes and different skins, but at the same time I think they need to introduce a more complex system of being able to have interchangeable items or gear for the combatants. Now, that being said, of course, I think the gear customization system system for Injustice 2 is perfect because in Injustice 2 you're dealing with comic book characters, and comic book characters are known to be flashy, wearing neon colors, bright colors. So the gear customization with all the different elements that you could add to those characters is perfect for that universe. But with Mortal Kombat, we're dealing with different types of fighters and combatants. In the Mortal Kombat universe, we have fighters who are basically martial artists. And so these fighters are a bit more realistic, they're a bit more grounded in reality versus I think the comic book characters that we see in the Injustice 2 series. So that being the case, I think the gear customization system needs to be adapted for a more real life experience in terms of having a system that functions well with martial artists. I don't necessarily think that gear customization, like having all these bright pieces of armor and all this shiny stuff, needs to be put on Mortal Kombat characters, but I do think that certain adaptations would really enrich the gaming experience if they did it just right. Alright, so guys, let me know what you think. Do you really want to see gear customization make its way to Mortal Kombat, or do you think it needs to be left out? Let me know your thoughts. And finally, the last thing I wanted to bring up was story mode for Mortal Kombat. Now guys, don't get me wrong, I am a huge Mortal Kombat fan, and this pains me to say this, but unfortunately I honestly believe the Injustice 2 series saw a better story mode than Mortal Kombat 10. The Injustice 2 story mode was so good that even before I owned the game, when I saw glimpses of it on YouTube, on other YouTube gamers channels, it hooked me enough to get onto YouTube and watch it from beginning to end before I even owned it. Now, Mortal Kombat 10, on the other hand, that storyline was decent. It worked well in terms of just showing the interaction amongst the new characters, introducing the new characters into the franchise, and so it served its purpose. I think it did a good job in that sense. But in terms of entertainment value and in terms of replay value, I mean, once you pretty much see the story mode for Mortal Kombat X, there's not really much reason to really go back and watch it unless you just really want the experience of fighting with the different characters over again, or maybe just to refresh your memory on what may have happened during different parts. But like I said, I think the overall entertainment value of the story mode for Mortal Kombat X was lacking. It wasn't nearly as deep and profound as the Injustice 2 story mode. So for Mortal Kombat 11, I really want to see NetherRealm step up their game. I want them to really focus on the script in a new way. I want the replay value and the entertainment value of the story mode to be on such a level that people want to watch it again and they want to play it again just so that they can watch it again. And of course, I know even now you have the hardcore fans who will go back and rewatch the story mode just because they love the franchise. But I am just saying there is a huge difference between the attention that they gave to the Injustice 2 series story mode versus what they did with the Mortal Kombat X story mode. And I think that NetherRealm could get really, really creative. I think they could come up with some really good stuff. If they did it for Injustice, they could easily do it for Mortal Kombat, especially given the fact that I think that they have way more creative control with Mortal Kombat, given that Mortal Kombat is the game that is their original creation. NetherRealm Studios has way more flexibility with the direction that they want to take any of the characters in Mortal Kombat. They can do whatever they want to with those characters, unlike the characters in Injustice. In Injustice, they have to follow the rules of DC Comics. They can't violate those rules. They can't display any of those characters outside of what has been written in their canon of story modes. But with Mortal Kombat, they can take all kinds of liberties, all kinds of freedoms. They can bring characters back. They can remove characters. They can kill off characters, all kinds of things. So I know that NetherRealm can come up with some really, really creative stuff, especially if you're dealing with a franchise that you have total creative control over. Alright guys, that's been my time. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said, there is no new news for Mortal Kombat 11 just yet, but as soon as I hear something, I will definitely catch you guys up on that. In the meantime, if you would like to check out the leak information that came from Reddit last September, if you never read that leak information, then feel free to check it out on my channel. Just look for my MK Leaks video. And also, if you want to know more about what Ed Boon has already said about Mortal Kombat 11, please check out my Mortal Kombat Confirmed video. And on the thumbnail, it says Astronaut's Guide to Mortal Kombat 11. Alright guys, that's been my time. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and hanging out with me. Please make sure you smash that subscribe button, click the like button, and say hello through the comment section below. And I will see you in the next video. Astronaut out.